I met a girl when I was out. Today, she didn't know, but I already knew her name. The previous girl who had seated us had said, and somehow her name stuck in my head. See, in the past, I've had trouble remembering names, dates, and everything. And when I saw her come around, wow, I had to talk with her. I just didn't know how. So when we got up to leave, I wrote a note. I hope she's interested in what I wrote. The kind of girl who I'd like to talk to. She's smart, she's beautiful, and she can dance too. Back at home now, the air conditioner is going. I'm in the current now. No more rowing. And I wonder if I'll hear from. Wow, I got a message from her just right now. This song was one of the last songs that I had written in the series of songs that I wrote. And I use those terms lightly because songs probably implies that these are pleasurable experiences that you can listen to and enjoy. And I know that I'm not a professional singer by any standard, but I do know that I'm telling a story in those songs. And so if you listen along closely, the backstory of that song is not too terribly long ago. I was seated at a table with some friends of mine, and we were going to have dinner. And the wait person came and approached the table and began to announce themselves when suddenly one of the people at my table decided to interrupt and say that they'd have a margarita. And when they interrupted that girl who was talking, it was interesting because I knew her name as she approached the table. The previous girl who had seated us had said what her name was. And so this girl was about to say, hi, my name is, and literally that's when she got cut off, being asked for a margarita. So part of the song was to remind myself about how short we can be with people when we're not paying attention to the fact that all these people are people. I mean, to call someone one political party or another, or just kind of dismiss somebody as help, is kind of silly because we're all the same and we're all performing roles that help one another. So being happy and being in the current is probably the easiest way to remember that we're interacting with real people. And anyway, there are a lot of types of people. That's what this next song is about. I met with the devil. He gave me his hand. He told me he'd love me as long as he can. At first I avoided each time that he'd ask. Let's take that one from the top. I obviously messed it up. If you can't tell that I messed it up, good for you. I'm sorry for interrupting this song with my mistakes. I met with the devil. He gave me his hand. He told me he'd love me as long as he can. At first I avoided each time that he'd ask the simplest question with each tiny task. Have you decided where you want to go? He got quite impatient, said you've got to choose. It's only your spirit that you're gonna lose. My time ran out quickly, I couldn't believe, but what I had said, I didn't deceive. Have you decided where you want to go? I said to the devil, I'm staying right here. It's probably better if you disappear. The devil got angry and struck at my head. If I hadn't moved, I'd surely be dead. Have you decided where you want to go? I said, don't you touch me, protected by God. And that young sweet devil just gave me a nod. The devil moved on, she went on her way, and still I am wary to this very day. Have you decided where you want to go? The devil is tricky, he's dealing in harm. To show up his beauty is part of her charm. Have you decided where you want to go? Have you decided, do you even know? This next song kind of has to do with abandonment and all of the forms of addiction that result in abandonment. So, I thought of you today. I thought about you yesterday. I wondered where you'd be. I wondered if you think of me. Can you forgive me while I talk? And maybe later we can go for a walk. I'd like to tell you what I think. Maybe you can use another drink. In all the places that I've been, I haven't felt that way since God knows when. When you're not with me, it's in vain. Can barely mask all the pain. I hope you hear me through these words. So far my audience is just the birds. I'd like to tell you what I think. Maybe you can use another drink. And maybe someday we can talk. And maybe someday we can go for a walk, even if it's just in dreams. 'Cause that's the only way we'll talk, it seems. You know I thought of you today. You know I think of you every day. I'd like to tell you what I think. Maybe you can use another drink. And as you hear these words today, please know I mean them. Every day I think of when you said I love you. Always know I love you too. So if you take some time at first, as you go to quench your thirst, I'd like to tell you what I think. Maybe you can use any other drink. And as you listen to this song, please understand I mean no wrong. I think of when you said I love you. Always know I love you too. So as you listen to this song, please understand I mean no wrong. I just wanted to say to you, I'll always miss those things we do. So if I'm ever on your list, I hope you know it's you I've missed. I'd like to tell you what I think. Maybe you can use another drink. I sort of flubbed the lines there. It's probably because I didn't start out having a drink so I could relax and play this song. Actually, I'm quite relaxed. It's just once upon a time, long, long ago, I had trouble remembering names, dates, and everything. Anyway. Once upon a time, long, long ago, I was feeling low. But I've got my friends, they help me out. They hear all the things I say. They share all my posts, especially nature. They love all the songs that I play. And then I went green, stopped using plastic, said that less meat is good. I've still got my Jeep, it gets me where I'm going. I'd take it in a hybrid if I could. This world has a lot of things to offer, everyone's dream within reach. For some it's a mountain, for others a penthouse, and some it's a house on the beach. We can have it all, just not all at once. Share yours and I will share mine. As long as we do the part that we're meant to, I think that we'll all be just fine. Political ghosts don't dwell on the past. There's plenty of work right at home. And when we're all done, let's help one another. We won't get too far all alone. We don't need a wall if we love each other. Show me your heart one more time. At least I can share these words without trouble, as long as I put them in rhyme. I used to have friends, but then I went green, stopped using plastic as well. Without all my friends, things got kind of lonely, but only at first it was hell. Once upon a time, long, long ago, I was feeling low. And still I went on and talked about nature, said saving the planet is cool. At first in the past, my songs got no playtime. To not sing along, how uncool. If my dad was here, he'd listen to my words, but only if you'd sing along. Knock down all the walls, both sides are fantastic, and maybe we'll both write a song. And now I've got fans, I've got fewer friends, and some who just want what I've got. I'll tell you one thing, it takes a lot of work. Some things are free, most are not. I put in my time, everywhere I go, I do the best job that I can. Some hate my voice, and some hate my music. I don't give a duck, I'm a man. Autocorrect, that's my type of humor. Less drama's always the best. I once met a person, they yelled at the waiter, the type of thing I detest. And just one more thing, as I close this song, all of these feelings are true. Without all our friends, without all our family, this world ain't the same without you. So cherish your heart and love one another. Eat better foods on the way. And maybe in time we'll see one another. And maybe you'll hear what I say. When I started this journey a couple of years ago, after catching the Great Eclipse of 2017 that passed through the US here, I wanted to follow the interests that have interested me my whole life. And part of those interests were playing music. I've always wanted to play guitar. I'm not the greatest at it. I feel kind of like I stepped away from something I was able to excel at and stepped into a role that I'm not as comfortable in, but that I always have wanted to do. And based on my measure of success, I've succeeded because I have completed what I believe is an entire album's worth of fun songs for me and for my friends and family who might care to hear some things just to entertain them. Again, I'm not a professional singer. I'm not trying to sell out auditoriums or anything. I'm just trying to bring smiles to the world. But in that message, in that song, I talk about eating better foods along the way, because it took a change in my own nutrition to become more aware of what I actually could do. So, when I talk about foods and all those things, I used to talk about those on Facebook, and I didn't really have a market there. In fact, people got kind of a little bit ticked off about certain aspects of nutrition that I was talking about. So I left Facebook, and I think I'm going to let that account just kind of lapse, and maybe I'll come back as somebody else. I've already resurrected myself on Facebook once, and all that did was lead to more time where I wasn't practicing these songs to share with my friends and family. So instead of wasting my time, I decided to eat better foods on the way, and it helped me focus. And I think it'll help a lot of people focus. So I try to weave that into some of the songs. Pay attention to what I'm saying in the songs, and you might hear some other interesting messages that allow us to unlock the keys to our own potential. At least that's what I found in my own personal journey. Anyway, the next song is about Big Bend National Park. Now, a lot of people ask me where Big Bend is. Big Bend, if you see behind me, there's this sign, Texas. Big Bend is in the bottom lower left corner of the state of Texas. There's this arm of Texas. And the reason it's called Big Bend is because the river flows down the border of Texas, and then it bends upwards, and then it comes back down and goes towards the Gulf of Mexico. That's the Big Bend in the river, in the Rio. And the Rio Grande, which is sometimes not so grande anymore because of all the water depletion that's happened over the course of time. But anyway, that's where the Big Bend is, and that's what this next song is about. When I was young, I didn't know I'd end up meeting you. When I was young, I didn't know the things that I would do, but now I'm older and more experienced. I guess that counts for something, but now I'm older and more experienced. Yeah, better than nothing. Now here you are, laid out before me. Ooh, a thing of beauty. Now here you are, laid out before me. Ooh, I do my duty. I pull out my big lens. Take another picture of you. I pull out my big lens. Tell me, baby, what would you do? And as I bring myself back to you, I lose myself, and as I bring myself back to you, there's no one else now that I know you. You're my muse. Should I run to you now that I know you? You're my muse. Should I follow you? And if I come for you again, would you follow me? And if I come for you again, would you swallow me, swallow me, swallow me, swallow up all the pain, swallow me, swallow me, swallow me, it's not in vain. And as I bring myself back to you, I lose myself, and as I bring myself back to you, there's no one else. Swallow me, swallow me, swallow up all the pain, swallow me, swallow me, swallow me, it's not in vain. There are a lot of songs that I have to tighten up and play a lot differently in order for them to be more pleasurable. But in the meantime, again, this is just for fun. So if you're not having fun, you don't have to watch this. I'm having fun, so I'm probably going to watch this later on as time goes by, even just to watch the progression of what happened over the course of time. A lot of these songs are inspired by a lot of my past. In the past, I used to listen to a lot of metal, and that started out because one day a cousin of mine gave me a mixed tape, cassette tape, that had a lot of songs on it. And one of the songs was Orion. He didn't write anything on the cassette tape that told me what the songs were. Orion is an instrumental by Metallica, and it doesn't have any words in it, so I was for a long time unable to determine what that song was. And this was back in the era just before the internet was readily accessible and mainstream. Search engines were basically books and record stores and stuff like that. So anyway, this song, I called it The Hunter. And when I play it outside, it sounded a lot more in tune with wind chimes. So right now it's called The Hunter. It's possible it might be called Wind Chimes. And backing up to the last song, Just for Grins, I talk about pulling out my big lens and taking another picture of you. In the last song, since I say big lens in there, and since I have taken photographs quite a bit in my past, I thought about calling it Big Lens. Just some random insight. If I hear the things I listen to, it only seems to bring me down. Tell me, do you think that maybe you can bring me back around? If I see the things I look into, I often stop and cry. Most people pass and never stop or think to ask just why. If I speak the way the others do, no need to be afraid. Let's just get outside, enjoy the day, getting stoned and getting laid. Take the time to hurry up. Take the time for growing up. Take the time you need. Get back up. Take the time you need. I don't hear the way the others do, not blinded by a choice. It's the ones who are unspoken for, who often have no choice. I don't see the way the others do, the colors don't intrude. There's no black or white or even gray. To judge is just a mood. I don't speak the way the others do, I never think I will. Please hear me now, for all it's worth. You didn't need another pill. Take the time you need to hurry up. Take the time you need for growing up. Take the time you need. Just please get back up. Take the time you need. And the time has come to understand the things that we've heard. All these rules and laws, no right or wrong. My God, how absurd. And the time has come to recognize the things that we've seen. And the tears we cry will pave the way to washing us all clean. And the time has come to realize the things that we've said will carry on and multiply even after we're all dead. That song is called Hear No Evil, See No Evil, Speak No Evil. The next song is called Eclipse, and it was kind of, the underpinnings of it were put together during the eclipse itself, using some, I guess, prior experiences to fill in the blanks in terms of the wording of the song. It really is about a solar eclipse, and it's personified in a way that makes sense in different ways to different people. So hopefully you enjoy this one. Again, this one's called Eclipse. Like the morning rising sun shines herself for everyone, seldom blinks and carries on. How I miss her when she's gone, way above up in the sky. Never question, don't ask why. Follow her without a doubt. Feel her burn without a cloud. how I tried for oh so long. I even wrote another song. Thought she'd understand me then. Never questioned if, just when. And the world continues round. We all make note and hear the sound. The distant cries are closer now. Will she hear this time somehow? And her lover crosses by, way above, up in the sky. She follows him. And her lover crosses by, way above, up in the sky. The moon keeps blinking in his path. Sometimes he sleeps, we sleep in mass. She stays awake and crosses by and follows him into the sky. And in the light, he blinds her there. The only time we stop and stare. The sun once seeing everything. Now just a shell, a diamond ring. And if that moon was yours, she gave, would you follow to the grave? She stays awake and crosses by and follows him into the sky. And in the light, he blinds her there. The only time we stop and stare. The sun once seeing everything. Now just a shell, a diamond ring. And if that sun was yours, he gave, would you follow to the grave? So I kind of botched up the lyrics on that one a couple of times. You heard me stop and then restart the song. You kind of get the idea though. So if you've been listening this whole time, wow, that's it's quite a bit of ear torture. But thank you for listening. In fact, this next song is called Thank You. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you've enjoyed this whole experience. I know that I've tried to explain my songs a little bit, maybe in a way that makes them a little bit more enjoyable. And as I get better at this thing that I'm doing, hopefully that'll also make the experience more enjoyable. I'd like to thank you for the time we spent. I'd like to let you know how much it meant. I think of you and then I think again. I hope you'll always choose to be my friend. Time goes by and I don't understand, and all I want to do is hold your hand. But here I go down my familiar path, and I alone will stand to face the wrath. I'd like to thank you for the time we spent. I'd like to let you know how much it meant. I'd like to let you know I lost the words. I'd like to tell you that I used to practice on the birds. I'd like to thank you for that time back then. I hope you'll always choose to be my friend, 'cause that alone defines just who we are. And there's no distance that can grow too far. I'd like to tell you just this one last time. The word goodbye is just too hard to rhyme. And I've been filling up this whole thing with errors. Or maybe they're not errors. Maybe they're happy little accidents, kind of like Bob Ross style. And if you don't understand that, maybe they're happy little accidents like Bob Rock style. I thought that was funny. Anyway, that was really the main last song of the set list that I have together. Again, thank you for listening. And if you have any extra time, I do have one more song, maybe two, but really one. Probably not going to put the second one on here. I'll make it separate because it's a cover. And YouTube does some strange things with songs written by other people. So in order to mitigate any kind of difficulties that might occur with safeguarding this original music in the format that it's going to be presented, I'm going to just record one more song. This song is, it's untitled, and I just kind of finally put together the music to the words, which were already there for some time. So I remember we were friends. Everything would last forever. We were side by side. And all the goods and bads have ends and nothing lasts forever. You know we just can't hide. And as the days go by, I'm humbled. Another day to live. Wonder, the only thing I've got. And in the distance, the storm rumbled. Her pain and hope to give. Her beauty delivered with a shot. And in a moment, it's all gone. The days we spent have ended. The nights alone begin. Time is fleeting like a song, and the wounds that never mended are buried only then. I remember we were friends. Everything would last forever. We were side by side. And all the goods and bads have ends. And nothing lasts forever. You know we just can't hide. Time keeps moving in our favor, bringing us to ourselves, bringing me to you. And if you try, you can save her, keeping her on your shelves, but soon you'll be there too. All right, hope you enjoyed that. I tried to give a little bit of a backstory for all those songs. That last song, it's untitled, but I think I'm going to call it Time, because it's really a song about saving something that you can't really save. It keeps moving on collectively because that's just the way that it's designed in this universe. So no matter what we do, if we try to keep time on our shelves, be it in the form of a clock or an urn or whatever, soon we'll be there too. Have a great evening. I hope these songs were meaningful, inspirational, fun, or at least challenging to our current thought systems in a way that help us to think about eating better foods along the way. Have a great day or night or whatever.